Trashy apparently. Hold on, let me fix up Trashy. All the doctors are properly assigned. Everybody else that can do something is doing something. Obviously, I've got a couple of rows that I don't want them doing things in at the moment because, like, we're focused on, like, fighting and shit. So, yeah, I've been kind of, like, removing some of these. I don't need anybody to do mining. I don't know if anybody's gone and done the plant cutting, construction, cooking. That should be fine. Leave it like that, and I want to take construction up as hard as I can get so that they can do that after doing their doctoring. Because everybody in the doctors section is, hold on, let me reverse that, is actually like properly allocated. So everybody that's got skill has the appropriate thing. I did give a couple of people skill trainers though, so there we go. All right, neat. So yeah, I actually took the time to do all this tonight again, and I've done, like, there's a couple of colonists in here that have got, like, you know, a lot of operations and stuff, and I just want to see if they are still alive. Helon's still alive, Trashy's still alive, Jackal's still alive, although on smoke leaf tolerance, and Hopsy Flopsy's still alive, Blessed is still alive. Nice. Fuck knows if I'm still alive. I assume I am, and I assume that Rice Farm is as well, honestly, at this point. Yeah, I saw Rice Farm. I was down. Hold on, let me come back up here. I'm still in a catatonic breakdown. So hopefully they don't use a doomsday rocket launcher in the fucking hospital wing again and blow me out of existence, because that happened. That happened yesterday. So yeah. Yeah, at this point, my voice isn't going to get, like, fixed up by liquids and shit, unfortunately. It's, like, I've got a neck warmer on, and it's mostly just overuse. Just think of it like running a marathon. Like, I've ran every day, essentially, except it's my vocal cords. And, yeah, they're being pushed to the point of, like, you know, that muscles shaking shit kind of thing, where they're, like, struggling. So, yeah. But I only have 2 streams next week. And as I said, I'm supposed to be doing rigging of my avatar for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Across the next 2 weeks. But I will probably use that time primarily to rest after this. So I'll have, like, next week's Monday, Tuesday streams, and then I'll spend, like, the next week resting. So we will still have, like, normal RimWorld will be Tuesday, right? But it'll be 4 hours. So, you know, not at this time of night or day or whatever it is for most people, you know. So yeah, I'm well and truly outside of my, like, regular hours and shit. There's a duplicating plate. That sounds hilarious. I don't think that's the base game, so it must be one of the mods that adds that. I think I'll ask Sim which mods it's from. I thought it was from Anomaly, but it could have been a mod. I don't know. Because as far as I understood, I thought he was doing this one where he was trying to identify, like, he was trying to research everything. He was trying to get, like, all the things you could research and find out and stuff. And yeah, that was one where, like, something would come out of a hole every so often on the ground, which he had, like, boxed into a room. Like, sometimes blood would seep out of the ground, or, like, a flesh piece would come out, or, like, a book or a bed or something weird would arrive. And then his people had to, like, go and isolate and research it, and then, like, he had to test it. And yeah, some of the stuff was, like, good. Like, some of the stuff would give you extra skills or, like, make you work faster. But, like, you know, you get tireder, progressively tireder or something like that, or whatever. It was really interesting. It was a really interesting playthrough. But the duplicating plate basically broke his game after, like, a couple of weeks, because obviously he had so much stuff on his ground that every time it duplicated itself, it obviously would duplicate, like, the massive amount that it was already struggling with. So yeah, that was unfortunate, because that one was actually quite funny. It was enjoyable to, like, see, like, all the things to research and what they did and stuff. Plus you had, like, the shamblers, and my name and game character would, like, rock up as a shambler every so often. Like, I am interested in, like, the shamblers, and I do find the darkness beasts are interesting, because I don't usually play with, like, lighting at all. Like I have lights inside rooms in the game, but I don't have them like outside, and it prompts you to need them outside for the safety of your colonists and comfort of your colonists and stuff. And I find that interesting because it makes them feel necessary as opposed to, oh, woe is me, it's dark outside at night, you know. And yeah, I don't mind that kind of thing, but I don't get much out of like the flesh beasts and the caves and, you know, all that sort of stuff. I don't get much out of that, you know. Okay, screw it, I'm dead. Seeing double time for bed. Good luck with the ship. No worries, Glitch. I'll catch you around. Hopefully you get some good sleep. And yeah, I'll be here next week. Like, I'll still be here for a while for this, obviously. Trying to get some stretches in. No. One colonist is idle out of fuck knows how many. I do want to know how many colonists we've got, but I think it's going to count the dead ones too. Yeah, okay, it's still counting the dead ones, and we still got about 200 colonists at least. So let's see if I can get a couple of people interested in cremating, because for some reason they are not. Missing corpses. I have it set that they're allowed to go and get everyone. Are they stuck inside? Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. I was wondering why they weren't cremating them. They literally can't go outside to get them. Not everybody can haul either. Also with the like clearing throat thing, I really shouldn't be doing that because that actually irritates it more. But I can feel the inside of my throat is physically swelling. So it's just, it's kind of like when you're sick and you get like that sore, swollen throat. It feels like that, you know? So yeah. But if it was a stream, I'm pretty certain he had a couple of anomaly mods at tons of extra weird events. Yeah, maybe. I just didn't know what was vanilla and what wasn't. That's why I was enjoying kind of like watching it. Because I didn't know, and therefore it didn't really spoil it for me. Sorry, I had to like actually clear my throat then. Yeah, I like that because when I don't know what is and isn't like standard in the game, I can kind of sit there and enjoy it without it feeling like a spoiler sort of thing, which is kind of why sometimes when I'm watching somebody play like Project Zomboid and they got a shit ton of mods, like I don't mind that in the same kind of capacity because it just doesn't feel like it's like spoiling the actual like base of the game. So they should be going out and cremating now, hopefully, and fixing up the wall, which is why they weren't fixing up. But because we've left it so long for them to fix it up, there's a good chance that they won't actually fix it up. I also definitely don't have the ability to rebuild these turrets at this point outside, the autocannon ones. So I'm just going to remove them so we at least have the spare resources for other shit, which would be more beneficial, honestly, I feel like. Or put it into like one from like all the others, you know, that kind of thing. For anomaly, specific spoilers actually matter a fair bit. So I agree. You can get your first experience with those things one time. A lot of the tension comes from not knowing what the hell is going on. Exactly. That's exactly the point of it. It's like that a lot of games are like that, where it's like the first time you experience something in a game, it is genuinely exciting and or scary. Like, you know, the first couple of times I played Project Zomboid, at least for the first few months, I was like, oh man, this is so cool. You know, I see zombies and I'd avoid them because I'm like, I'm probably gonna die, and if it's anything more than one, I'm definitely not gonna get away. And so like zombies were a legitimate threat. And so as opposed to like nowadays where I'm like, I see a cluster of zombies and I'm like, so long as I've got the hang of where I'm going, what's going on, and I'm at least semi-aware of like my surroundings, it's not that bad. Unless like something super loud happens and attracts a lot of them. But as far as I know, Rising doesn't have like running zombies, so I don't need to worry about that. Whereas like I was watching somebody showing off I think Extinction, and they were like they spawned into a house and it automatically was setting off alarms, and then zombies were setting off alarms in other houses and nearby, and I'm like, god damn, you know. It's just, it's endless sort of thing. And I'm like, it's bad enough when you jump into a house and you start off a trap. Could you imagine starting with like a deaf character trait and then you don't know that the alarm's going off, and you're standing in a fucking house with the alarm going off from like the first second you load in. That has to be the shittiest fucking start you could possibly get, right? And then like maybe having like a random cluster of like, I don't know, running ones or something like that happen to also spawn in. That would be shit, you know? Playing Extinction is brutal. See, I would like to get to a point in Zomboid where I could maybe go to Louisville and maybe push my way in a little bit tactfully or carefully and maybe not immediately die. Like, I would like to be able to be capable of holding my own for more than a couple of seconds and then dying before I go in there. That's why I said, like, also thank you for Psychic Soothe, Crimson. Oh, here we go. There's a siege one. Well, we've got most of the people are outside, so we'll see what we can do with this since we don't have weapons on a lot of them. Basically, when they had their tantrum, a lot of people like dropped their stuff, but also we used up a lot of stuff trying to like get them killed. So we're going to bring everybody up here. If people got guns, they'll just start the fight, unless they're stopping somewhere else down here. Was it Death plus Sprinters was hell enough in B41? So it did that. Was it? It did that on a server. Jesus. A orbital. Oh, it's right here too. Hold on a second. Crimson mate, can you grab that? Grab that. And another one is, Lenza might be able to grab it. If you don't have one. You got your Molotovs out ready. Yeah, no, I wanted to get to a point where I could at least keep a person alive in Project Zomboid for at least a month, right? If I couldn't keep them alive for a month, there was a pretty good chance that like I was gonna die wasting my time doing skills. Oh god. I saw that just a second too late. I didn't think that they had like actual weapons. No, they got all the things, all the fun things. So I'm gonna bombard them for a second. You guys need to move back for a sec, and then we'll come back to them. That's brutal. They're gone though. Alright, you guys go back to what you're doing. I saw a shaman here somewhere. A Keelan's also died too, so I'm not sure what that was. That sounds like another raid, but I may have clicked off it. So they want to trade with us, but what the hell was that? Hold on. It was another raid down here. Alright, and they have real guns too, but they're right next to the autocannons. So by the time we walk down to the bottom half of the map, some of you have got gear. I'll get you to come down here. Not everybody's like currently at attention, which is good because some of them can go and rescue, ideally. Once this is... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the ones that are up here can rescue and sort some shit out, and the ones that are coming down can fight. I think we should have enough for that group to fight. Yeah, in Zomboid, I kind of saw that it was pointless for me to constantly keep trying to grind through getting skills over and over again if every single time I went outside of my house or a zombie found me that I would immediately die. I'm like just skip the whole trying to get skills part and instead like work on trying to learn how to like fight and navigate and what's important, what's like useful to carry and all sorts of stuff, you know. Because once I know that stuff, obviously the rest of it I can probably hold my own for it. There is one warhead thing in here, which they might maybe do, but they also do have proper weapons in here. Well, whoever used the proper ones have used them up, so we should be okay. If you guys want to stay the fuck out of the cluster, go stand over there. Yeah, stay out of the cluster radius, they'll probably blow themselves up on their own, and then we'll think about blowing them up properly. You guys move over there. I really always tell new streamers playing Project Zomboid to learn to fight first, because the game is... oh good, they're going. Sweet. I think my turrets are still active for something, and I'm not sure what. It's brutal and punishing to play for long term without knowing how to bonk zombie brains. I think the other thing too is obviously like if a streamer is like playing the game like consistently, like back to back, like day after day for like a good like slog of hours and stuff like that, I don't think it's too bad. right? Because you can get a lot of like assistance advice and stuff like that, and like you can learn a lot and like keep your skills up and stuff like that. The way I like stream and stuff, where I play a game, like my games are on like a week cycle. So basically, like I'll play it for like 4 hours once a week, and then I don't play it till the next following week. So then by the time I come back in to play it again, whatever I've learnt the previous week is basically like gone, you know, or at least diminished incredibly. So yeah, I definitely find that like at least the way I'm doing it isn't a very good way to kind of tackle it. And because I know that, I just try to take it a little bit slower and be like, you know, eventually I'll be at the point where like I have some interesting skills, and I'll get like one day where I feel super creative or super like fun to go into like Louisville, and or I'll have like an infected girl or something like that, and I'll push into Louisville just for shits and giggles and weaponize a car or something silly, you know. But when I do it, I feel like I'll be ready for that, you know. I think everything outside is dead, except you two are still walking your ass out here. Those extra bombardment things definitely helped, but the group down the bottom essentially wrecked themselves walking over the warheads. So I know that you're just chilling looking at that, but if I can get a couple of people just to do cremating as always, that would be amazing. Because I've got them still available to go outside at the moment, so if they want to, they can go out and get shit, you know. And I want to have a look at the people on the end here. Beza is resting. Das is still alive. Some of the lenses are still alive. Helon somehow still alive. Trashy's still alive. Jackal's still alive. Hopsy's still alive. And Blessed is still alive. Fuck knows if I'm still alive. I should be somewhere near the front, I would imagine. Nuke's still alive. Crims is still alive. Lots of Shithako's alive. Rice is still alive. Q's still alive. I'm looking for... I don't think I'm alive. Hold on a second. No, I'm still incapacitated in hospital. No, that's fine. I'm safe in hospital as long as nobody nukes me in there. There's a special map you can play on that's like a wave survival challenge where you can do is fight zombies by weapons and stuff between rounds, and some people suggest suggest that for raw fight challenge, raw fight training. Personally, I think there's so many zombies in the real game that you can just practice by walking outside the house and finding one to bonk. The only thing I'm finding is like I don't know if Rising has removed respawn, like natural respawn in the default settings. I don't know. But if it has, I don't know how I feel about that, because like I was kind of adapted to like the zombies constantly still being around. But I remember one of the first things that I saw back before anybody had even like started talking about Zomboid with me. One of the first few things that did interest me about Zomboid, and which was why I was so confused, was that there was like a 7-day mod or something like that. Not like a 7 days to die thing, but like as in like after like 28 days or something, you got like X number of zombies would like descend on your location, and you try to like prepare yourself to deal with it. I saw a lot of people back then would use like, you know, multi-story apartment buildings and like get rid of staircases and use like ropes, and back then the zombies couldn't like really destroy like the building and stuff, so you just kind of like try to fight them and shit. I think that was how it kind of worked. And so when I started playing, I was like, I don't know which day it is that like, you know, I'm gonna get absolutely mobbed, but I'm like, I guess I've got to find some kind of high ground. Like I was so confused with it, but it was one of the ones that like interests me, because I'm like, oh, you know, you work up to a point, kind of like with 7 Days to Die. I could understand the concept where, you know, at a certain point in time, you end up having like a wave of zombies attack you, and you can choose to engage with it, or you can choose to abstain from it by like sitting up somewhere high or whatever out of reach and just letting them go, letting them do whatever they're doing, and then like slowly whittling through the pile after the fact, you know. Migration is still enabled through though in Rising, so it'll take a while before the nearby zombies fully run out. To reach a peak population day, more will pop in ignoring respawn rules. Oh yeah. Okay, so there is like a a population like amount. Because I was wondering about that, because there's times where I've been playing and there is nothing, and then all of a sudden there's a lot again, or I'll go for a drive and I'll come back and there's suddenly a lot, you know. I love how Shithaka's in here just got themselves a fucking royal bed in the fucking hospital, and it's like filthy as shit. So I'll get you to clean this. I love how it's Shithaka's fucking barricade and stuff. Instead, there's a couple of mods. There was a couple of new ones that are really cool that have giant roaming hordes of zombies that are fully simulated. Was made for B42 and it was very early testing right now, but its public version's up. I've seen one that's supposed to be like a Walking Dead kind of simulator, like for people that have seen Walking Dead, like later seasons where you have like just massive hordes that kind of roam around and stuff. Like, I didn't mind those because I'm like, that seems kind of cool. The idea was no matter where you were on the map, eventually the zombies will like move towards you. Once you kill them, obviously they die, but they're always still coming towards you. And you know that when they're coming from like certain locations, it's just going to be like huge quantities slowly moving towards you. You can kind of move around and avoid them. And yeah, but you can never like fully be safe. Like, you'll always see the dots coming towards you on the map. And if you stay in one place for too long, you will eventually be overrun. I thought that one's really cool. I'm like, I like the idea of that. I do like the idea also of like the non-default vehicles like being trucks and shit. I'd like to see those because like I do also like the concept of having like a portable base and stuff. That would be neat. But at the same time, I crash the cars very frequently, so I don't know how useful it would be for me. You know, it'd be like, I don't know, an hour or so, and then my car would be trashed, and then I'd be trying to hitch a new truck to my trailer, and or I'd be stuck parked up in some estate or pub suburb or something like that until I can like repair it, which is realistic. I wouldn't mind that. That's kind of fun. It's like, yeah, a real zombie apocalypse. What happens if you get a flat fucking tire in like some random ass like burbs or whatever, you know? You gotta go and find either a compatible tire or the equipment to change it and stuff. Or an alternate car. What if your engine's fucked for whatever reason? Like, again, same kind of issues, you know? I think what you're talking about is probably a mod. I'm pretty sure it's mod. I am talking about what I assume is a mod. Because I also thought that the day one thing, I thought that was standard, but it's a mod too. And then I think 10 years later is a mod, which I'm not as fond of that one, but I don't mind the day one. And I think there's another one which simulates like NPCs and shit, which I don't personally feel the need for NPCs, but I do find it interesting watching people play those particular like, you know, modded playthroughs and stuff. I find it interesting, but I don't want that for myself, you know. If there's a bunch of zombies in one cell, that not many in the other cell, there should be more in this other cell, and it will try to balance the amount out. This is after 12 hours have passed and they're being depleted from other nearby cells, so eventually you'll run out if respawns are turned off, but yeah, for a while you'll still see zombies showing up if respawns are disabled. I also have watched like a couple of streamers do like a Walking Dead playthrough and stuff, and the concept is interesting because I also agree that like when you kill the zombies should thus die off. Obviously more will kind of like leak in and stuff, but it shouldn't be like a endless replenishment situation. But I tend to find that like once it becomes a ghost town, it's kind of like too dead, you know, pun intended, in like Walking Dead and zombies and shit. But yeah, I tend to find it's a little bit too calm then, and I reckon it would be easy, although it would be easy to get lulled into a very false sense of security and then go to like another town and then be like absolutely screwed over because you've like not fought zombies for a hot minute, which would happen in reality if like you cleared out your town and it was secure and then something broke, or you decided to go visit another area after a couple of years and you know, you're out of practice fighting your zombies and shit again. So yeah, you know, I don't mind it. I see it, but yeah, I don't think I'd want it for myself. I was just seeing something was flashing in here. And I think somebody might have a shield belt, maybe? Or it's this. I'll just keep an eye on that for a second, because I saw it was doing like a wave, like a pulse for a second there. I don't know if it's that. It does seem that the thing you were talking about is likely the same mod as the one I described. It's like the same concept. But that's why I thought of it. I'm like, I figured it might be the same kind of thing. I don't tend to actually go and look at physical mods for games because like I have no intention of adding them, and like I don't see the point in like looking at shit I'm not gonna add and stuff. But like I see people playing with certain stuff and they'll talk about it and I'll get to know about it that way. And so yeah, like these ones I've seen more specifically like YouTube videos, which is much more likely to have, you know, more likely to have somebody have seen or know about them and stuff, because they are possibly like, you know, streamed or made or whatever by like, you know, bigger YouTube accounts and stuff like that. Whereas streamers, I don't always get a chance to like watch streamers, so there's a good chance if somebody's playing with something or somebody like regularly uses something, I may not see it because I just don't get a chance to watch them and stuff. But I might hear about it through like, you know, other stuff. Like I came across a colonist in this playthrough or whatever, or in my main playthrough, and somebody asked me, I think Lenza asked me if it was like such and such named character. I'm like, I read it out and I'm like, is that somebody important? And they're like, it's, you know, this other streamer's like Nemesis. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know. I know of one of them, but I don't know of the other, you know, and I don't know of this like gripe that they've got between each other, you know. So I'm playing almost entirely vanilla right now. Added one mod that lets me refuel propane tanks from the new propane props at gas stations. There are props at gas stations? I have no idea if it's unlimited or not, because I haven't tested it yet. But yeah, giving it a try for fun. And one adds the simple blob above my character's head because green diamond is funny. It is funny. I was referencing this earlier tonight when Blessed redeemed the thing that like forces the colonists to become unconscious. It's like a mental state or something. And I'm like, I think they just forced everybody to like fall asleep. Not everybody, but like a good portion of colonists just like fell over, essentially like KO'd kind of thing. Like they didn't die, they just became unconscious. I'm like, it's like, I just sort of reference The Sims because I'm like, everybody knows what it looks like when a Sims character just like, you know, is in the middle of doing something or the middle of walking around and then they just decide it's time to sleep, you know. Low medicine. I wouldn't be surprised I've got low medicine after this. And somehow we have nutrient paste in storage. The only way I can think of that is somebody went like I don't know, passed out. Do cooks just stand here and just make nutrient paste meals and put it on shelves all day? Is that something that they do? Because I've only just started dabbling with nutrient paste meals in my regular colony, and I'm not really familiar with what they do. What the hell is she doing? Oh, she's eating a meal. That's fine. Yeah, I've got it on this one as well, and this has been really useful. I wouldn't have normally thought of it if I hadn't used it on my main one, you know. Can you ask about the question? You shouldn't paste again. Okay, so my question was that with the nutrient paste dispenser, I thought that the nutrient paste dispenser was something that colonists each individually walk up to and dispense nutrient paste for themselves, and therefore do not, like, cooks won't come up and stand there and like make nutrient paste meals to put on shelves to store for other colonists to eat. I didn't know if that's something where they are going and making nutrient paste meals in supply, because I'm occasionally having like nutrient paste meals like this, which are on the shelf. Nobody's eating it. And I was thinking that it might be on the shelf because somebody has made it and then passed out. But there is a chance that somebody could be standing here and just making it. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. Like, Shitaka looks like he's like standing here, like putting stuff in the hoppers and stuff. But yeah, apart from that, like, not much else. Buckman, is it Kista? What are you doing? Your murderous rage. Alright, well, off he goes. This is Strive to Survive. This is a bonus Rimconnect event that I'm doing for a week, and we are well and truly like beyond time for it, but they've got like 1.5 days left, and I'm just trying to see if we can at least get some colonists off world after this entire week and stuff. So yeah, normally my regular colony, I play that on Tuesdays, 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. This is currently like almost 9 a.m. So this is well and truly past like when I would stream. And this is an 8-hour special event, like 5 days a week for this. But yeah, so a lot of this is like colonists that people that have been lurking in Twitch have been spawning in through Rimconnect, which should be like a button somewhere over here near me, or at the top of chat if you're on mobile and stuff. And yeah, we're basically in like the last like dash kind of thing, just waiting for like the last raids, repairing some stuff. And some people are like upset because obviously like a lot of colonists died. I purposely went and killed like probably 50, 100 colonists because like we had like 380 something fucking colonists. So yeah, it needed to be culled a little bit so that the game could kind of speed up a tiny bit. But my regular colony that I play on Tuesdays, I have 302 colonists on Phoebe Chillax, Community Builder, and yeah, no DLCs, none of that. And yeah, it's been going for a while. It's normally way more chill, but it's basically same shit, different day. Just not as much tantruming and not as much fights and stuff because they just moved locations from this place and a couple of months ago, and we are dealing with like starvation events non-stop. So I'm just trying to keep them alive at the moment. Well, not like right now at the moment, but I'm trying to get my main colony to the landed ship quest, and it's taking a couple of years to get there. But this group we're basically trying to go from one colonist to off-world in a week with as many colonists as we could possibly take with us. And we've had like a couple of massive situations. We've lost like 675 colonists so far, so that's died, that we know that has died. There's probably like 300 odd that's like been run wild, has given up and left.